This Tekken game fact is all about a really goofy Easter egg from the latest Hitman 2016 game. You sneak behind them, as long as they're looking away and they can't see you, grab them by the throat, you pull them down, you throttle them, and you can knock them out without killing them. You've got to like mash the square button if you're using a PlayStation controller, just mash away that to knock them out quicker. If you're not mashing the button hard enough, it's going to take longer. If you're not putting any effort into actually grabbing someone by the throat and knocking them out, they're on the floor kind of dangling, kicking their legs, and the grab person will say really awkward conversations and lines to you about, for example, how Agent 47's arms, they would make a nice good winter scarf. Pretty left field for a Hitman game all about sneaking around and assassinating people. There's also telling you to hurry up because they need to go to a doctor's appointment.
Hurry up and knock me out. I need to go to a doctor's appointment. Got to go to the dentist at 3, so stay away from the jaws.
Yeah, just some of them might even engage in conversations about avocados.
Oh, beauty.
I don't know why, though. If you're throttling someone, you're not knocking them out quick enough, they might go, I really could go for an avocado right about now. Do you like avocados? Oh, I know it's kind of awkward to talk about it, but I just really want one right now. Could you just like...
I could go for an avocado sandwich.
Probably the funniest one is the fact that they will point out how being grabbed is not really that painful if you're not actually applying any pressure. So just going, this really isn't painful, you're not really knocking me out right about now. So do you think you could just let me go? Because you're not doing a very good job. You should probably go to the gym some more.
Reconsider your life options and your career options.
Honest God, I would love if we could like write in our own little pieces of dialogue. For example, if Agent 47 snuck behind me, like, oh my God, no! Someone's trying to knock me out. But the player's not mashing the attack button to knock me out fast enough. I think I would probably be going, you know what's better than being grabbed and knocked out by someone who's not very good at knocking people out? Listening to the Cyber Den every Wednesday on Siren FM, starring me, Jake the Void.
You would shamelessly plug yourself mid-choke.
Yeah, even if an assassin was doing a terrible job at trying to knock me out, I would shameless plug. It's a serious problem, Hyper. I've got a problem with shameless plugging.
How was your last therapy session about that? Did you manage to make any progress?
There was some progress, but I had to cut him off mid-sentence, and I said that I'll tell my psychiatrist all about it if he tunes into the Cyber Den next Wednesday.
So if he wants to hear the rest, he'll have to tune in at 10 a.m.
till 12 p.m. GMT on the Cyber Den every Wednesday, 10 till 12. See, I'm doing it again. It's a serious problem, Hyper. So, Hyper, if Hitman was grabbing you and you had a chance to record some audio for this goofy little Easter egg, your legs are dangling away, but he's not doing a good job at knocking you out, what would you say?
Is Daddy the wrong answer?
I think...
Yes.
You're doing a really good job of putting my job on the line, Hyper. Hey, it would stop him.
How about you get strangled and you go, the funny thing, you're strangling the iron neck of steel, and then you get choked out. You go down saying you're tough, but you're not.
Alternatively, you could say, the more you poorly strangle me, the stronger I get. Or something like that. Or you can just go,
Better yet, I'll get choked like, did you know I work at the Cyber Den? No, that's his job.
You can always say something like, I really got a fart right now. You better let me go. I gotta go to the toilet.
You're forcing it out of me, mate.
You forced my hand, among other things. And then, and then knock him out that way.
Jake, you're gonna cost me my job.
Look, hey, you dragged me into this, Hypo. Don't think you're free.
Hey, I stand by my first answer being the most entertaining.
We've dug ourselves into a pretty deep hole. It's time to dig up, stupid. So, anyway. That was a Tekken game fact all about Hitman. And if you're doing a pretty bad job at knocking out people, then they're going to talk to you about how much you suck and engage in funny small talk and conversations. Have you ever played a game called Resident Evil Outbreak? Yeah, I didn't think so. This is a spin-off game. There were a lot of Resident Evil spin-offs. Some more obscure than others. It wasn't obscure at the time. It might be that nowadays because it never got like a remake or HD remake, anything like that.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So Resident Evil Outbreak and Outbreak File 2. These were both survival games in the style of Resident Evil, but they're broken up in missions rather than one big narrative. And you've got to help out these 8 other survivors to survive against the zombies. And, like the zombie animals, normal zombies, the mutant zombies. And the thing is, you've got a little timer clicking away because you're infected. And if it hits 100, you're a zombie. Game over. You can escape in time. There was always one little tidbit that always made me and my brother laugh during, in the second game, Outbreak File 2. And it was to do with a character called Mark. Now, Mark's supposed to be like a big buff dude. He's slow, but he's like the tank of the game, you know. Yeah. Slow, but a lot of health. The AI wasn't very good. I'll admit that right here, right now, Hyper. The AI do some dumb stuff. For example, the amount of times that you give someone like 100 handgun bullets, and they decide to drop the handgun bullets and pick up something like one clip of handgun bullets. You think, what are you doing, you moron? You know, give me that. Give me that. Give me the shotgun. Here, have a knife. Kill the zombies that way. I'm gonna get all the guns. Yeah. Yeah, proper Rambo. What was funny is that some of the responses he would do would always make us laugh. For example, when he kills an enemy and he starts reloading, he sometimes yells out these random lines like, what happened? Or, enough! Mark, shut up, calm down.
Sounds like General Melchett from that kind of...
What you can do, right, you can wiggle the analog sticks and you can chat to the other team members. Basic commands like, come on, go, help me. Thanks. Sorry. Yes. The thing is with this guy, sometimes I would try and chat to another team member, and Mark would answer instead, so I would yell, Cindy, come on! No! It's like, Mark, shut up!
Cindy, your voice has gotten changed.
Well, Cindy, have you hit puberty? Wait, hang on, you're a lady, and you're 28.
Like, when you see someone, like a big buff lady, like, almost like a man.
Or just see Mark in a wig.
Yeah.
Did you just assume my gender? I am Cindy, not Mark.
Enough.
Enough. I am not a woman. That would always make us laugh. Just have you ever heard like voice acting where they get so passionate, overacting, just over passionate when they yell something?
Over yelling? No.
No. Okay. Well,
but I've heard some people get very, very sad to things that they really should just be only sort of sad at.
Yeah, well, with Mark, what he sometimes does, when you play as Mark and you start shouting your allies' names, like, Kevin, Kevin! You know, he raises his voice for one, then he's calm, like, Kevin, you know, calm. With some of them, it's like, you're running around and he goes, George! George! Cindy!
Whoa.
Cindy!
That is an escalation.
Yeah, probably our favorite was, Yoko! Yoko! Just really overdoing it with the yelling. David! David! Just screaming the names to the heavens, even when they're just like standing 2 feet away, like, I can hear you, Mark! Oh, that was all about Resident Evil Outbreak and Mark just yelling stuff all the time.
What?
I've been waiting for you, friends.
I'm not leaving you behind!
Dr. Wowie.
I'm not a terrorist!
Calm down!
Impossible!
Just take a look at this.
Oh no!
What's going on with that radio?
I have done all I told you. Ho! What?
Yeah.
Bad voice acting in video games for this week. It's all about William Shatner's TekWar. It's a pretty obscure first-person shooter that it used the same game engine as Duke Nukem 3D.
Oh, wow.
You're thinking, but that's a great game, Jake.
Yeah.
Is it a great game?
No. Bluntly put, no.
It's rubbish. Basically, you've got to go around these towns and offices in the future to stop these futuristic drug peddlers called tech heads. You can do it properly and only shoot the bad guys. You can cause a bit of havoc and shoot everyone else in your way. Or you can just, like, not do it and just shoot anything that moves and then muck up the story. But in between, you get cutscenes by none other than William Shatner himself.
Oh.
Yeah, Captain Kirk.
Mr. Shatner is with us again.
Let's see what his acting skills are like in this video game.
Not only did you let Janus get away, but you left behind enough carnage to fill a cemetery.
Having William Shatner tell you, not only did you let him get away, but you left enough corpses to fill a cemetery.
It's lacking the anger. Like, you're meant to be mad at him, like, for failing the mission.
Quite right.
Not like...
How dare you? You killed all these people. Don't do that. That's really bad. William Shatner's not very good at acting in this game specifically. The cutscenes are very, very cheesy and corny and poorly written as well. So how about we play some more of them, shall we?
Yes.
We need to find that broadcast node. But what are you waiting for? We don't have time to waste.
What are you waiting for? We don't
Very
have time to
soothing
wait.
voice, but that's not what you need here.
Yeah. Well, the fact that also he kind of just sprung it on you like, by the way, what are you waiting for? We've got a job to do. Please, get out of my face. We've got to do all this and that. It's like me walking up to both of you guys and say, hi guys, all going well? Yeah, that's good. We need to do the show, but what are you waiting for? Get on the show. What?
Yeah.
You kind of sprung it on us, Jake. Calm down. But you're right, Hyper. I mean, William Shatner's just trying to lull us to sleep. He's not trying to yell at us and berate us for not doing the job fast enough.
If that broadcast unit goes online, all that we've worked for will be lost. Find it and destroy it.
Now, that wasn't too bad.
Well, that's as passionate as William Shatner's gonna get in this video game. It's just, all that we've done is gonna go down the potty. Find it
Okay.
and destroy it.
The first part was not passionate, but towards the end, he picked it up.
Find it and destroy it.
I'm going by the standard he said at the start, okay?
But
It's not that much of a jump.
Hyper, stop defending him. He's a rubbish. William Shatner
I will
cannot.
defend him because it wasn't that bad.
Yes, it was Hyper. It was rubbish.
I don't know if this is a first for you, but I disagree. It was not that bad.
What?
Triggered.
I've got the perfect sample to play to you, Hyper.
What?
But seriously, Hyper, that is not passionate. That's not like he's just created a giant donut that'll destroy all of our operations. You're the last hope. Find that donut, destroy it, and make sure he does not leave us in the dark again. You see, that's just like completely improvised from the spot, a little bit cheesy, but then again, you know, I'm not acting with all my heart and soul. But at least that was an effort, not if he turns on that button, all that we've done will go down the potty. Find it and destroy it. It's just that find it.
Sometimes it's what you need. You need to build up from being really unenthusiastic.
Hardly what I'd call angry, though. It just sounds like people behind the camera pointing and laughing at him like, you can't act. And he's like, all that we've done for will go down the poo-poo. Find it! And destroy it. Oh,
Exactly. It
just
shocks
scare them there.
you.
You know.
Shocks you into action.
That's as angry as he was going to get. But all right, let's play more of the samples. Again, there are some pretty lame ones here.
I knew you were right for the job.
That was the worst laugh I've ever heard. That was Shatner.
The man for the
That's
job.
horrible.
That was William Shatner. Happy.
What?
Yeah, that.
That's not happy. That's borderline antagonist.
Well, just.
I knew you were right.
Yeah, he sounded like a bad guy just chuckling to himself at his own.
You did it again, buddy. Sheer genius.
Oh, you little rascal! But that laugh was just so forced and cheesy. It's like
It's not even happy. Like,
let me see if I can play it one more time.
I knew you were right for the job.
It sounds a bit suggestive to me, like. Mr. Shatner, please, this is my first tech mission.
don't be gentle.
Shatner senpai, please.
Gentle daddy, again.
Oh, God's sake, I
I knew
You
you
were
were
a
good
bit
for
old
the
man, I just
job.
walked through it.
You'll be paddling more than just tech. But what are you waiting for?
Oh, it's
Go get it.
What are you waiting for? Go get it.
What can I say? You blew it. If the need weren't so great, I'd have you on the next flight back to the freezer. Now get out there and do it right.
Wow, I completely ruined it. I went around shooting everyone except the target, and all that William Shatner says to me is, what can I say? You blew it. Oh darn. Well, you suck. That's rubbish, though. If something went completely wrong, you should have someone go up, say, why are you going around shooting innocent civilians? You don't even deserve to be out of that freezer. I'm gonna chuck you back into it if you don't do it right next time. Yeah, but instead it's just, what am I gonna say? You blew it. You suck at your job. No one likes you. You smell. Now get out there and do it right. We can't.
Out there.
You know when I said that William Shatner's TekWar, this fantastic first-person shooter, had bad acting? Any doubters now? Are you doubting me now, Hyper?
It was just for that line.
He's still,
You're still putting up it.
He's
Come
still
on.
defending it.
Stop defending it. In any
That line
Wait,
was fine.
you
That's
can't-
the rest.
You can't defend this line, at least. Just, why can I say you blew it? Imagine, you know Full Metal Jacket with Ali
Yes.
Ermey as the drill sergeant, like, let me see your war face! You know, something like, yeah, he's actual... Bull poo! You didn't scare me! You know, that was proper militaristic anger just brawling away from Ali Ermey. But Shatner here just like, what can I say, you blow it. Imagine if he went, have you got a war face? Let me see your war face. Ah! I'm gonna say you blew it.
Show me your war.
If the need wasn't so good, I'd have you back.
I must put on my war face.
But what are you waiting for? Put on your war face. and then you do an, ah! I knew you were right for this job.
Quick, I'm uptown, and I just saw Marty Dollar. Get down here and help me bring him in.
Wow, you can totally tell he is really, really rushed on his feet. You know that stereotypical joke about William Shatner's acting, you know, he kind of acts like this, but strange pauses and unnecessary inflections. I think that was quite evident of that, you know. Quick, Marty Dollar is down in this town where I am. He'll make me frown. Get down in the hound. Something, you know. I really want Shatner to make a rap out of this, like, quick, I saw Marty... Quick, I saw Marty Dollar. He's down here, downtown. Well, what can I say? You blew it.
Bring him in.
Or I'll throw you in a bin. Okay, hey, it's better writing than the game itself. Come on. William Shatner's TekWar, not known for its writing or its acting or pretty much anything. No wonder no one knows about it. But it's about during this cutscene, what I found very funny was for about maybe half a split second, Shatner was staring right at the camera, no, just like an inch away from the camera, like he's reading it right off like a teleprompter, just like, duh, kind of expression, like, duh. Oh yeah, we're on. Quick, Marty Dollar is in the town. You are to apprehend him. Smile and nod. Oh, right. I am acting. Billy, did you write that on the teleprompter?
Aston, did you hear it?
Hey, what?
There it was.
I am acting. Acting. This is the point where William Shatner walks in and says, what can I say, Jake the Voice? You blew it. If the need wasn't so great, I'd throw you back into the other radio station.
Find it.
And destroy it.
Don't you get it? The more of them you kill, the more Janus will want you dead.
Is it me, or does he sound like a slightly aggravated step-parent? Like, I'm not angry, I'm just rather disappointed. Don't you get it? If you keep killing everyone, he's gonna want you dead. He's gonna want you dead.
Dad! Dad! There it is!
That's just a tank paddler, Shatner. Oh, well, you see, the mind plays tricks and... death! No, that's just some tech. It's like stealing from a cookie jar. Like, don't you get it? If you steal from the cookie jar, I'll give you a timeout. And if you kill people, General Haskell or whatever his name will want you dead. I'm very angry at you. I'm really... Shut up! Be angry! You can't go around saying, you know, oh my god, you killed all these people and let him get away. I'm gonna kick your butt. Something like that. But instead we got William Shatner like, don't you get it? That's bad. Don't do that. I'm a substitute teacher who can't control his class. Don't you get it? If you don't do the sums, you'll be dead. William Shatner just couldn't act in William Shatner's TekWar. It's just such a rubbish game.
The sequel, Alex Jones Infowar.
You think Alex Jones could do a better job than...
Oh, definitely. He's very passionate.
That was all about William Shatner's TekWar. Bad voice acting in video games. And all I can say about that to you, Hyper, and Aston is... I knew you two were right for the job.
Dead.
That's why we're going to be walking around all day going, dead, in a William Shatner voice now. You go around committing genocide in this game, and basically the general gist of it is, I'm going to give you a wag of the finger. Now get out of my face before I change my mind. That's all he's going to do to you. And you never get penalised. You never get penalised.
Not once.
Not once. No, he's that rubbish. There was an old game called Syphon Filter for the PlayStation. That was the third-person shooter, trying to stop these bad guy terrorists from taking over the world with an evil super-duper virus, but then it turns out it was made by none other than the government. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Oh.
spooky. It was great for its time. It was a fantastic game. It got 3 sequels for the PlayStation alone. And it had a pretty fun multiplayer mode that me and my brother played quite a bit. And there's a pretty funny multiplayer character you can actually play as. It's a bag lady.
A bag lady?
Yes.
As in...
a homeless old woman.
Right, okay.
Thoughts, Hyper? Have you ever played a multiplayer game where you can play as a homeless old granny?
Not a homeless old granny, but I've played where you play as a homeless person.
Well, too bad. We're doing one for the ladies here, because whoever said that we were a sexist bunch here on the Cyberden? Whoever said that we were male cis scum? Whoever said that about the Cyberden? And but it's true though. In fact, she was my favourite multiplayer character, playing as Bag Lady.
Is she OP?
I wish. But it's just really quite a sight seeing like an old granny grab a pump-action shotgun and take down all these like evil government suits and bad guys soldiers from an evil mercenary army.
That's how it should be.
Vigilante stuff right there. You've heard about, hobo with a shotgun.
Oh yeah.
What about Bag Lady with an M16?
That's how it should be. That should happen in real life.
I can imagine it now. I mean, the Syphon filter, like I say,
doesn't quite have the same ring to it. But
it's a title in the works. I can just imagine it like a full-blown movie of the Bag Lady, getting her M16, and she goes up to the evil bad guys of Syphon Filter from the PlayStation, like, "Excuse me, Sonny, do you have the Syphon Filter virus with some change? Get out of here, old lady. You are crazy." "What did you say, Sonny? Let's dance, rich boy." And then shoot all the bad guys up, and explosions, jump scares, her finally getting spare change in the end for being a hero. Here you go, buy some bread. Thank you. I think we just created what could be the greatest video game in the world. The Cyberden is genius. We are geniuses.
So it shall be written, so it shall be done.
But no, like I said, the true stuff though, you can play as a bag lady in the PlayStation game Syphon Filter 2 and 3 on the multiplayer mode. And let me just say, going around as her, throwing tear gas grenades and pulling out an M16 while trying to gun down my brother, that was just hilarious multiplayer hijinks right there.
Yeah.
This week's Strange Game of the Week is Donkey Kong for the Atari 2600 and Intellevision. You're thinking, whoa, Jake, how come I've never heard of these consoles before? They're really, really old. They're like, it's either late 70s or early 80s consoles. And Donkey Kong, the arcade classic by Nintendo, that was ported by Coleco, a video game company. You know how Donkey Kong plays. You play as Jumpman, aka Mario, climbing ladders, jumping over barrels, smacking Donkey Kong with a hammer and saving the girl at the top. These games, the Atari 2600 version and Intellevision version, were rubbish, but there was a deliberate reason. And this was debunked by Larry Bundy Jr. in his Fact Hunt series on games made deliberately bad, so check that out on YouTube. It's really good. He's awesome. So the graphics look horrendous, and there were only 2 levels in each. Why was it made deliberately bad? It was because it was to increase sales for the ColecoVision. Coleco made the ColecoVision. They made ports for the Atari 2600 and Intellevision, made them look rubbish so that all the people would buy their copy, and the worst thing is, it was not sold separately.
Sneaky deaky.
I know, it was not sold separately. It was packaged in with the actual console. The only way to get Donkey Kong for the ColecoVision was to buy a ColecoVision. Let's say we made an awesome video game, but we're trying to think, we've got to port it to other consoles. What are we going to do to sabotage these other ports so that people would go, oh, but these versions are rubbish. We'll get the proper version. That was, I don't know, let's say we're Nintendo, and we're evil. And we made a game that's bundled with the Nintendo Switch, and we say this is the proper version. But let's say, let's make some rubbish versions of a game for other consoles and for the PC, and people are going to go, oh, these are rubbish though, these versions are rubbish. I'm going to get the proper version by buying a Nintendo Switch. Imagine if we were evil like that. If we could ruin a game any way possible, what would we do? Discussion time, lads, so the floor is ours.
Okay. I've got one.
Okay, tell.
I would say you'd make a Hillary Clinton game. All it is you just go to the title screen, you hit play, and it says, we need you to Nintendo Switch to another console.
So you're saying that we should sabotage a game by inserting Hillary Clinton at the start, make her try and seem cool and hip with the kids, saying, Hillary Clinton does what Nintendo don't, kids. 23 skidoo, here comes that boy, Chuck Norris jokes, to ruin a game. So people will go, oh, this version's rubbish.
You've got to drop the pun. We need them to Nintendo Switch their consoles off.
What if we made like a Call of Duty game packaged in for the Switch? Fine, let's release some ports for the other consoles, which are not the Nintendo Switch will, but let's make them rubbish so they can buy the proper version. A never-ending trading segment, which is really rubbish, like, okay then, Billy boy, shoot those watermelons. Okay, well done. And now I bet you're ready for the real mission to stop the evil bad guys. Well...
No, we're going back to the beginning.
No, I mean, you should train some more. Okay, shoot the watermelons. You know, you can play the full version on this other port, but no, just go back and train some more. And then you go back, train some more. What, you think you're done? No, you go back and train some more. Alright, go back to the training some more. Now, you can do better than that. Go back and train some more. Ugh. Just trap the player in a constant loop until they realize, I can't progress, I'm stuck. I'm gonna have to buy the better version. And then we make money. So that's one way. I also suggest anytime you're trying to do a match, you should have someone walk in and ruin it. Say you're going around and you're going to shoot a bad guy. You know, he's like 10% health and you're ready to deal the killing blow. Just have Teddy Long walk in like, hold on right there, player. I heard that you've been playing on the wrong video game port. Let me just say this, player. It's going to be a tag team match against you.
And the Undertaker, player. Holla, holla.
And then he just skids off. Dude, it's the Mac Milton. And then just walks off. And then you start the boss battle again. You try and defeat the boss one last time. And then he interrupts saying, hold on right there, player. You think you can try to ignore what I said? I'm afraid not, player. It's going to be a tag team match. You're going to do it all again. With the Undertaker against you. But you're fighting with Sheamus. Dude, it's Mac Militant. Skinny down.
This is the third and final time I'm going to warn you, player. I'm going to put you in a one-on-one match with the Undertaker.
If you don't buy 10 copies of our game, I'm going to delete all your memory. Holla. It's Mac Militant. Skinny down. I think that's, also, I think maybe if we really want to ruin a video game port, we should get, against, the final battle, or a really crucial moment, have someone walk in front and say, hold it right there, everyone. My name is John Default, and I'm the hero of the Call of Duty series. John Default, and we're American, skinhead, Caucasian males. And we talk like this, war is bad. My friend, John Bischoff, he's my American buddy, and he dies at the end to save the world. We came up with a great book about war is bad. That's right, John. Well, I'm John Bischoff. Let's read about why war is bad in a 6-hour cutscene. Boo! Chapter 1, A Bischoff is Born. And then 6 hours later, there's a long cutscene, and it goes, and that's why we are there. There? I mean, there! Let me start over.
From the beginning.
From the beginning again. And then when the cutscene finishes, you go to the next level, and then it pauses once again saying, hold on right there, champ. I just realized I have another book out about why war is bad. And, you don't get this stuff in the official video game port, but you didn't buy the proper version. You got the lame versions for the PC. Well, I guess you're going to have to listen to another cutscene. Chapter 1. A Bischoff is Born again.
Horrible.
I think that would be an excellent way to sabotage a video game port.
Yay.
What?
I've been waiting for you, friends.
I'm not leaving you behind!
Dr. Wowie. I'm not a terrorist!
Calm down!
Impossible!
Just take a look at this.
Oh no!
What's going on with that radio? I have done all I told you. Ho! What?
Yeah.
Bad voice acting in video games for this week is all about The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
Oh, yes, that old gem.
I know it.
You will all suffer for the pain you have caused me. I will destroy your Night Mother, and the Dark Brotherhood will fall. What treachery!
I will destroy your Night Mother.
The last bit.
Ooh, what treachery!
What treachery? allow me to add a bit of context, because I know everyone's thinking, well, God, this is really boring and bland. for the Assassin's Guild, and you meet this unholy creature called the Night Mother. Oh, there's a traitor among you. Oh, but the traitor's really dead. Oh, stupid lady. No, the traitor's among you. We can't restore the Assassin's Guild. The Dark Brotherhood, as it's called. And then the traitor goes, enough. Enough of this. I'll destroy the Dark Brotherhood and your Night Mother. Such treachery. I'm really happy about this. No, you idiot, you're supposed to be angry. Oh, arg! I'm angry!
I'm acting!
Traitor! I'm enacting! And that's my line, Aston.
No, one person does it. You don't do it for each other.
Alright, let's keep playing the samples then.
Hey, come on!
What?
Okay, combat noises. Combat noises. That's like my favourite noise.
Ting, tang, wada wada bing bang.
Oh! You know when... You ever had those times when you play Oblivion, you go up to a shopkeeper and he says, hello there, would you like to buy some weapons? And you start beating him up and like smacking him with an axe and he goes, hey, come on now, ooh, ah, oh! Oh,
Wada wada bing bang.
You know those times. You know those times when you're nearly dying and you just have to exclaim, "Oh!" I swear that is the prettiest way to die ever. It's just So
that'll be me. I'll go, oh!
Oh dear! I broke a nail. Oh, please!
I broke my nose.
Don't stop smacking me with an axe, you silly person. It's like it's just so. Well, maybe he's just trying to overact. Maybe he's just trying to really overdo it. Like, okay, so in this scene, a person's gonna come at you and start beating you up and nearly kill you. And you've got to go like, oh, something like that. Okay, then I'm pretty sure I can do a pretty convincing death noise. Oh!
That's like,
Ooh, Kaiba.
ooh, my tunes.
Oh, what a minor inconvenience. Well, you've got me there, good sir. Maybe it's just like very gentlemanly British way of dying instead of like, you know, anything like that.
Ooh.
Just, oh, well, you've got me. I'm going to lie down and be dead now. Good show.
Put the sword through my heart next time, will you?
Swords at high noon or fireballs at high noon?
Run away!
That's very articulate. Run away!
Oh, jeez. Yeah, someone's being beaten up, and they're gonna die, and they're gonna have to run away, otherwise they're gonna get killed. But you're right, it's just a very, was there really any need to roll the R's? Like, run away! Was there really any need for that?
I reckon those voice actors had more experience in theatre.
Do you want to run away?
Than any
Or
other
do you want to
kind
run
of
away with
acting.
style? Run away with me, Margaret.
That is the dumbest scared noise I've ever heard in a video game. Usually, you know, they're screaming like, don't kill me, or please spare me. He's gone crazy.
Please don't hit me with your pointy stick. Run away.
Run away! You're right, it's just so articulate and gentlemanly about it. I get it's Oblivion, but we're not all British in Oblivion, like...
And we're not camp.
We're not, you know, camp or flamboyant British people, like, run away, rolling our R's all the ruddy time. So stupid. Alright, let's play more of the samples, these get even dopier.
Tyrannus was drinking at the Two Sisters Lodge.
Unfortunately, Captain Dion was also in the Two Sisters Lodge.
Brannis was drinking in the Two Sisters Lodge. Unfortunately, Captain Dion was... it's just such an interesting segue. Also, the poorly timed breath, like the Two Sisters Lodge.
His voice broke.
And then suddenly, unfortunately, Captain Dion...
This is his lodge.
Lodge. It's like
Lodge.
it's like his voice broke. Like puberty just hit him like an instantaneous spell.
Lodge.
Lodge. let me just play it one more time. Hang on.
Tyrannus was drinking at the Two Sisters Lodge.
Unfortunately, Captain Dion was also in the Two Sisters Lodge.
Why?
How do they not use other takes?
I know that this is supposed to be one single person, not two different people talking to you. This is one person going, Brannis was drinking at the Two Sisters Lodge.
Unfortunately,
Captain. Oh, gee, there's so lack of consistency in the voice acting in this game. Is just what I love so much about Oblivion.
Help! Help! I'm being attacked!
it's like that scene in Monty Python where this guy goes, "Help! Help! I'm being repressed!
Help! Help!
I'm being attacked!"
Once again, it sounds like a squeaky-voiced teenager. The Imperials are supposed to be very deep-voiced, kind of manly men, but hear them go, "Help! Help! So I'm being attacked!"
They wear skirts instead of briefs.
Oh, please help me! I'll see you on Sunday!
Sunday!
Alright, so that was all about Oblivion, bad voice acting in video games. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, stealth action game set in the 1960s Cold War era. You've got to sneak into Russia and stop them from creating a tank that can launch a nuke and start World War III. Thing is though, something I always found was quite funny, the healing system in the game. You see, you can't always just grab a med pack and you've got full health. Sometimes if you receive some major damage in the game, you're gonna have to do a bit of surgery on yourself.
Oh.
It's quite simple though, it's quite basic really. Say for example, you fall from a high height, you take a lot of damage, and you're gonna be limping around a bit. The little health bar's gonna say, you know, heal your wounds, you idiot. So you go into your med kit and it says, alright, wounds. Ding, points to your leg. Says the leg is broken, fractured, you're gonna have to heal that. You have to go through your gear and go, okay.
Use your magical bug spray.
Use bug spray. Psst. It's not working, is it? Oh god, no it's not. But no.
It's even worse.
You gotta use bandages to form a cast. If you've been shot, pluck out the bullet, tie it up, wipe it up, and put a bandage. If you break a leg, put some bandages around it. If you get things like leeches on you, get a cigar and just burn them off. I noticed that sometimes you can use some of the other items even though you don't need them, and it counts as being used, but it won't like affect you. For example, let's say you got a deep cut from an enemy using a knife, and it's whooshing, and Snake's limping around like, oh my god, I need some medical attention. What if we were choosing all the wrong choices, like Snake didn't have any clue how to do medical care to himself? Cigar for cut. Ah, this will make me better. Oh god, this really hurts.
You'll burn it.
Or maybe, suffering from a deep cut. I'll use the knife. Oh god, this is making me worse. I can imagine Snake just like doing everything wrong. Like choosing all the wrong choices, like...
This wasn't in the job description.
Lemon juice helps with bullets.
Wow, what a great idea. Snake, did you get the manual on healing wounds for dummies?
He ended up shoving it into the wound to close it.
Snake, that's not how you use it, you idiot. Oh, for goodness sakes. Now, Snake, look out, you've just been poisoned by some poisonous animals.
I'll use the tweezers.
I'll use the tweezers to pull out the venom. Snake, no, that's really dumb. No, stop it, Snake! Oh, for goodness sake.
It's useless.
Suffering from a deep burn from a flamethrower. I'll use the cigar.
What? Burnt more!
I don't understand what I'm doing wrong.
Gasoline. You spontaneously combust.
I'll use petrol. Am I supposed to be feeling this much pain, Major? Snake, you see that cliff?
Jump off it.
Jump off of it. Okay, this'll heal me. Crossbow bolt stuck in your arm. I'll use some bandages. That'll push it right in and through the arm. Oh!
Oh gosh.
So that was about Metal Gear Solid 3 and its first aid kit system. And, well, like I say, you don't get penalized if you choose the wrong choices for the wounds, but what would happen if you do? Well, some pretty goofy ideas right there. One particular game I just remembered about. And it was a game. And that's it, let's play.
It was a game. Next song.
Let's move on to the next song.
Oh, right then. I remember quite a while ago playing WWE 2K14 wrestling game. You just get wrestlers from the WWE series, you know, like John Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and others. You can start customizing your matches, you know, create some tag team matches, player, holla holla. Make your own wrestlers, an opening, and make your own finishing moves, etc. The game was good, but the commentary though, you know, with people talking on ringside. Surely you've heard any sort of sports commentary and how energetic some people get?
Mate, I do that kind of thing, so yes.
With this game in particular, it was very, very lifeless commentary. In previous games, it's kind of just like, you know, record some stock lines like, it looks like we are in Toronto, Michigan, or wherever the heck that is around the world. I agree, JR! This is a country! Yes, it is!
Slobberknocker.
It's gonna be a slobberknocker. Oh, that was a good move. Yes, that was also a good move. Wow, what a good move. You know, it's kind of like stock, so that way they don't... That way they don't have to record like a bajillion lines to say, oh, Stone Cold's doing a flip off The Undertaker. Now The Undertaker's grab a tricycle and he's running around the world in 80 days or something like that. That would take a lot of time, a lot of memory. It would be kind of pointless. So they kind of just put these stock bits of commentary. However, in WWE 2K14, they changed that. What's supposed to be like invigorating commentary was actually just copy and paste kind of commentary. The Mastodon. With the chair, the Mastodon is controlling the waist. What a devastating move by Undertaker. Has done a nasty move. You also get supposedly open questions like, what do you think the outcome of this match is, King? I think the Mastodon will win. Basically, it's just a small bit of silence.
Yeah.
Have like one of the commentators, Michael Cole, very blandly say a name like the Mastodon, Undertaker, Orton, Austin. You know, kind of pick out whoever's relevant. And then a really energetic, is controlling the waist. I'm being a bit generous if I say energetic. It's nothing like actual commentary in sports these days. Like, oh my god, Aston's grabbed the pogo stick, he's bouncing around the ring, and he's doing the Togen slam. Oh my god, right through the table. Aston.
Backflip with the thunder down.
He's doing 27 backflips in the air. He's defying logic. You know, sometimes they go really crazy over the top and so into it, but compared to this commentary, it's so bland, like a year 8 student decided to do commentary and reading it from a dry script. Cross even wrote in and said that it was hilariously broken, this game, and a great counter by the Mastodon. And the Knuckles connect. Yeah, it was Michael Cole. What do you think?
With a choke slam.
Yeah, sometimes they interrupt each other, like abruptly cuts off, and sometimes just repeats a name without saying anything.
You get a good story, they get a good, interesting conversation going, and it just cuts off halfway through. It's like, I want to hear the end of that.
Looks like he's got a sledgehammer. Well, that could be the Mastodon is controlling the waist. Who does a methodical plays benefit, Cole? The Mastodon is control. Shut up, Cole. He sounds more energetic than he does in real life.
Cole.
Imagine if the Cyberdem, imagine if this fantastic radio show you're tuning into right now, imagine if we took a page out of WWE 2K14, that's a pretty good wrestling game, but what if we took a page out of its awful commentary? What if we started narrating everything like stock, lame, lifeless like that? So I can imagine it'll be something like this. So the Cyberdem is on Siren FM, and we are talking about games. Let us discuss video games. I think we should have like...
More like, dear God! Jake picks up the microphone, little does he know that Aston has also picked up the microphone. The next thing you know, Aston has beat him over the head with the pop filter.
The Mastodon is the guest on the Cyberdem. Aston is going to discuss video games. Well, I heard that Hyperion might... Aston. Hyperion is grabbing a microphone! I agree, King. Jake the voice is great.
Then
the Cyberdem.
Jake picks up the metal chair.
He's picking up the metal... The Mastodon.
The bomb through the table.
The Cyberdem is a show on... The Cyberdem. Aston. The news... The Cyberdem. Hikari just wrote it and said, I sound like Plankton when I say, is controlling the waist.
I went to college.
He wants the secret formula, Hikari. Don't give it to him.
Hear me, the Mastodon. I'm going to win this match. I went to college!
I knew I should have gotten a turbo.
It's grabbing the Krabby Patty secret formula. The Cyberdem. The Mastodon. Oh, okay, enough of this. This is truly the worst commentary I've ever seen in a sports video game. Hands down, it's so hilariously bad. Mod Mania. Crazy, quirky video game mods. Someone has modded Zelda Breath of the Wild. You know, the open world exploration adventure game for the Wii U and Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
Someone has just took that and modded CJ, the protagonist of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, into it. CJ!
Wouldn't it be called Legend of CJ, Breath of the Nines?
Breath of San Andreas.
Yeah.
It's a weird combination, but I do like it. I saw a picture of it.
Just explore Hyrule.
What would be fun? It's like if they modded a past Zelda game, like the one with a giant moon for a face, crashing into the earth. But instead of that, just fresh up big smoke's face. Yeah.
I can imagine this, right? Haru, home. At least it was until I messed everything up. CJ walks into like I don't know, Link's grandma's cabin. Link's grandma comes in and goes...
Big Smoke.
Yeah, in fact, yeah, it's going to be Big Smoke to say instead, and he's going to get the wooden sword, and he's going to go, "It's dangerous to go alone, fool! Whoa, whoa, hey, Smoke, it's me, CJ, here in Hyrule." CJ. Oh, my dog! You gotta find the trap force, CJ. That way, we can unite all the hood. What? I mean, by the hood, I mean the Princess Zelda. Yeah, that's what I really mean. Yeah, let's go with that.
So who would be Princess Zelda? Would it be Sweet?
I don't know, it could be Sweet, but... Sweet! I don't know, it would be tempting to have Big Smoke as Princess Zelda in a wig and a dress, have his, like, big guts sticking out. I say, like, go to, you know, Ganon, the big evil sorcerer bad guy. I think you should go to him.
That'll be Tenpenny. That'll be Samuel L. Jackson.
Absolutely. Tenpenny, maybe, but I think Big Smoke should go up to Ganondorf's lair and be like, I have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, number 6 with extra dip. And then CJ's gonna go, yeah, fat boy, this ain't a drive-through, this is Ganondorf's castle. Right, well, let's eat first. With extra dip. CJ, you're gonna need more rubies to pay for all my food.
Breath of the Hood.
Breath of the Hood, yeah. I like the sound of that. I think maybe there might be, for example, horses you can commandeer and have a little radio on top of them. Probably get some of the classic Zelda music, you know, like the...
Gangster rap.
Well, gangster rap mixed into it. Just have something like... 3, 2, 1, go! Yo, it's time for Zelda. We're out in the hood. We're gonna kill some Octoroks with some wood. Yeah, I'm not a rapper. I'm not a rapper, but you know.
Keep trying.
I'm never going to give up my dream anytime soon, Hyper.
I get the idea that you're aiming at, yes.
I just remembered The Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks, where you can summon a magical train to hop a ride on, and have CJ running after you saying, "All you had to do was follow the damn train, CJ." Just drop off
angrily. The amount of times I've raged at that mission. Why would you be the one driving? You should be the one shooting. It's how it normally is.
Yeah, but Big Smoke can't shoot for diddly.
Just to make the game stupidly difficult.
Imagine Big Smoke trying to get like a bow and arrow, trying to hit all these like Octoroks.
And you're riding on like a bear.
Riding on a bear. Big Smoke's got like a couple of arrows. He can't shoot for diddly.
You don't need to shoot anything with the bear. You just ride the bear.
That was all about Mod Mania, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas mixed up with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And earlier in the show, we were talking a bit about Assassin's Creed, touching a little bit on that, as you know.
Yeah.
This reminds me of a funny anecdote. Well, this reminds me of a time when my brother first played Assassin's Creed 1. Kind of threw itself out there and said, hey, we're a stealth game. Alright, let's see what... Wow, this is like really athletic, climbing up buildings and sneaking around really, really old-time Jerusalem, blending in, using like hidden blades to go to an evil guard, sneaking around, jumping into barrels of hay and leaping off things at a really high height, you know, completely and utterly different.
Physically shouldn't be possible, but they happen.
That is true, yeah, it's kind of like really dumb. But then again, realism, who cares about realism? It was pretty fun. And then there was some sort of futuristic themes in there, but no one cares about that. In any case, and I remember something quite funny about it. Of course, you know, in Assassin's Creed, you can climb buildings. You can climb the old little hutches and all that to dodge people. Thing is, though, sometimes it's not the guards who are your biggest threat, especially if you're trying to break the rules and kill bad guys. It's actually the civilians. I remember when my brother was climbing up some of these old hutches in Assassin's Creed, you know, all the way in really, really, really olden time Jerusalem, and climbing up, and you hear some, like, market people going, please, come here, sir, I have lots of good things. And then I remember when he was playing once, and we overheard one of the merchants, right, who moments later spots Altair, the main character, climbing. And he goes, I have the finest goods in all of the land. What's he doing? Just complete change of tone right there. He starts saying things like, God save him, he has gone mad, and if he falls, I will not help him. Well, go to hell too, mate.
I remember that. I always thought the person that says that, what is wrong with you? If he falls, I would look at his body and I would go, like, come on, man. Help me.
Thing is, what we also found funny was that the kids in the game are so horrific, because sometimes when you're climbing up the walls, and you shouldn't be doing, and people are gathering like a crowd looking at you thinking you've gone crazy, sometimes the kids will start picking up rocks and throw them at you.
And throwing them at you. Yeah.
It's like, stop it, I'll kill you all. How cruel is that? You're supposed to be going around sneaking up the walls and assassinating bad guys in ancient Jerusalem, but instead you've got really rude merchants saying, "What's he doing? If he falls, I will not help him," which is very rude and cruel. And then you get little kiddies picking up rocks and throwing them at you, which is...
You know what, Jake? I think the words are more hurtful than the rocks. Those words you don't recover from. At least you can just heal yourself after you get hit with the rocks. Those words stay with you.
Maybe Altair should like turn around and go, "Yeah, well, sticks and stones may break my bones. Okay, let's keep throwing. No, I didn't mean it. Oh, God, my leg. Every morning I break my arms. Every night I break my legs."
At night, I lay awake in agony while I wait for the heart attacks to police.
I'll tell you, Assassin's Creed can be a pretty darn cruel game. Especially those damn kids throwing rocks.
Oh, it's awful in its own way. But the number one thing is something for you. You know how you always have those beggar women coming for you and they're always asking for money? There's never enough. I threw money. Like, I wasn't awful and hit them every time. But I'd throw money and then you'd walk 10 meters and they'd go, "Hey, sir, do you have money?" I'm like,
"Alright, just take my... There, have all my money." I believe, like, maybe 10 seconds later, she walks to the merchant who goes, "I have the finest goods in all the land." She walks away with, like, a gigantic fur coat, a cane, a lovely swanky hat. She's walking around with a...
"He was right, these are fine goods."
"But do you still have any more money? Get out of here, Granny." "But God save him, that would be mad hyper. You can't start smacking around these beggar grannies from God knows how long ago." In any case, so that was all about Assassin's Creed and the wonderful weird world you live in that game. How about we talk about a goofy little Tekken game fact to do with Mortal Kombat? You know, that lovely gruesome fighting game series, in case you've been living under a rock for the past, 20, 30 years of your life. Hyper, did you know that Mortal Kombat had a live tour?
No.
I honestly don't blame you. Yeah, Mortal Kombat had a live musical tour called the Mortal Kombat Live Tour. It had live actors dressing up as the fighters from the game, and they were fighting and even dancing.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, there was no gore, there was lip-sync dialogue, and some just generally pretty bad moments of it all. Imagine WWE, but even more cringy. Imagine like 15-year-old kind of acting, but with adults dressed up pretending to be Sub-Zero and Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, it's a musical.
It's a musical, yep. Sort of, kinda.
No! Mortal Kombat is a fighting game. If you want to have them sing?
Well, there's some musical elements, some dances, yeah, because I really want to see Scorpion strutting his funky stuff like Mortal Kombat, and then he pulls out a saxophone and starts playing that. I'd love to see that. Totally a big part of the game. The acting, of course, very cheesy. You know, "Hey, what are you doing here, evil sorcerer man? I'm going to stop you from taking this amulet. We'll see about that. Dun dun dun. Fight." And, you know, it's kind of like...
Instead of fighting, it's a dance-off.
It's supposed to have, like, synchronized fighting, like, you know, swinging your fists into the air at the other actors, going like, "Arg! Gaw! Gaw! Oh my god, these are devastating punches!" And even people were going, "Beat him up! Throw him! Throw him!" You know, getting all these people chanting. People dancing around and trying to look cool and hit for the kids, but failing ever so badly. That's the Mortal Kombat Live Tour.
Right now they're trying to act cool and hit for the kids, but it just makes me cry on the outside. You brought it out of me. I mean, it had Mortal Kombat stapled to it.
It's saving grace. It was Mortal Kombat, so that's why people loved it so much. Mortal Kombat was big in the 90s, but then again, would you really want to see that kind of stuff? I mean, what kind of other games would we like to see as a musical? I mean, Duelist Quick as the Flash wrote in and said, imagine gladiator fights, but the gladiators sing and dance while also trying to fight. Or like Mortal Kombat but a Disney movie. I don't know, I think someone like, working other Disney characters like Gaston. After all, you know.
Oh, what?
Fights like Gaston. He does eat 4 dozen eggs every morning to help him grow large. Now that he's grown,
the legend continues with 5 dozen eggs.
You don't want to mess with someone who's roughly the size of a board. I said this before and I'll say it again. I want to see a Command & Conquer musical, and I want to see Kane go up there, the big bad guy, you know, going... I am Kane and I'm going to rule the world. You know, be all cheesy and camp, but all the kids will love it though. Hopefully, apparently, and... You know, kind of get some funk-fad remixes here and there, and some dance-off saying, "It's time for the final battle, folks. Let's dance, Commander." And then at some point, someone's going to realize, hang on, this has nothing to do with Command & Conquer. Since when did anyone dance?
It has everything to do with Command & Conquer.
It has everything and more.
Just mod it. Just mod it so that happens, Jake. That's what you want. You don't want a musical. You just want a mod that lets that happen whenever you start an invasion or whenever you win.
Someday we shall do that, Hyper. That was all about Mortal Kombat, the live musical. Yeah, I still can't seem to get over that one as well, but it exists.
What?
I've been waiting for you, friends.
I'm not leaving you behind!
Dr. Wowie.
I'm not a terrorist! Calm down!
Impossible!
Just take a look at this.
Oh no!
What's going on with that radio?
I have done all I told you. Ho! What?
Yeah.
Alright then, so bad voice acting from Dynasty Warriors 3.
I don't believe in magic.
Wow. Stellar voice acting right there.
He must have had a good childhood.
He honestly sounds like he's trying to have like an angry tantrum right about now.
Yeah.
I don't believe in magic.
He doesn't want to go to the magic show.
Go to bed. I don't want to go to bed. Go to the magic show. I don't believe in magic. Shut up, you big baby. Oh, jeez, Dynasty Warriors 3, as we know, just has a plethora of atrocious bad voice acting. So, it's off to a good start. You get these fantastic people from ancient Chinese history going through these great battles, and yet they're kind of whining like babies. All right, let's keep playing the samples, because, by God, does it get worse.
There's the supply compound. How do they find it? Yes!
What?
Answer the question, man!
Oh, that wasn't an answer. Look.
It's just, yes.
There's a supply closet. It sounds like Patrick.
Where's the supply closet?
The supply closet is Wumbo. Come on, Chow Chow. This is supposed to be like an emperor talking to a messenger, and he goes, "So, how did he get there?" Yes. Dude, listen to us. We're trying to talk to you. Yeah, I totally agree. I didn't make a joke, you idiot. I said, where is the army? Yeah. So this is something that happens at work. Sometimes when I serve customers and I say, "Oh, so what are you doing?" Yeah. Well, no, that was a question.
Okay.
That wasn't funny. Just
from the Anchorman. I thought this was a shortcut. Oh yes.
So is it?
Fantastic.
Hey, Brick, I thought you said that there's supposed to be a supply over here. Yeah.
Okay.
Lord Ming-Hu, bad news! We're in trouble!
Don't you dare disturb my meal! Or would you prefer me to eat you?
What the hell?
Lord Ming-Hu!
Oh, God, no. Oh, jeez, that was atrocious. Oh, God.
Lord Ming-Hu, bad news! Bad news!
Oh, God, okay. Okay, Fred. Not even someone like that is goofy enough to go, "Whoa, Lang Foon!"
Is he trying to be like a Shaggy ripoff from Scooby-Doo or something?
Zoinks! It looks like some armies are coming our way!
Zoinks, Ming-Hu!
Well, let's go over there then. Get me a Lang Hoon snack.
Oh man, that is just no. Just how did that get through? Seriously,
who employed that man?
I don't know.
How did he get through security?
Ah, jeez. Duelist makes a good question. He says, "Do you think the script forces them to be as bad as possible?"
Quite possibly.
I think the payment persuades them to be as bad as possible. If someone's gonna go, "Hi there,"
that makes sense. Now that makes sense. You know, it's just like here's $10 in the Snickers.
Keeping in mind, of course, folks, there are other brands out there. Ding. I can imagine just walking up saying, yeah, I'm a great voice actor. I voice acted in Call of Duty 27 and that Sonic game.
I'm acting.
Sonic game.
Oh, that's my line. I'm supposed to go, I'm acting. I mean acting.
Sounds like that surfer did that SpongeBob go, "Hey, Sponge dude."
Yo, Lang Hoon, we've got some trouble.
Then proceeds to get 1,000,000 chicken drumsticks chucked at him.
But still, I think Lang Hoon's performance is pretty weak in itself. Just like Org, I am Angarai! I'm an Angaree!
I'm going to eat you!
Bring me the traitor Cow-Cow's head!
That chap talking about cow-cow. Okay, there are two problems. Number one, it's not pronounced cow-cow, moo. Number two, that is him. He's basically saying, get me my own head. Bring me the traitor cow-cow head. Yes, cow-cow. Wait a minute.
Why?
He clearly...
Who wrote this script?
I don't know, but he had a crisis of conscience. He didn't realise... A crisis of identity.
What is he saying? Does he want somebody to chop his own head off?
That seems to be what he's implying. Bring me the traitor cow-cow's head. But,
you are him.
You are him.
What?
I am so confused. Maybe he's just gone completely crazy, and he's like, attack there, but that's our own dudes. No, let's attack there. Bring me cow-cow's head. But you are cow-cow, and that's not how you pronounce your name, you idiot. Shut up!
If you stay here much longer, I'm gonna run out of patience with you.
So forced.
Oh my.
I just have to clarify that in case you don't understand. I mean stand. Whew.
I have to make sure
Who voiced this man? William Shatner?
each individual word.
Just in case, Aston.
Now go before I change my mind.
Aston makes up good points. It sounds like a really angry, buffed up version of William Shatner. Put on your war face. What can I say, you blue idiot?
I am the anime weeb.
I swear if you do kill him...
I am the Senate.
I understand.
I swear if you do, like, attack this guy or kill him in the game, in Dynasty Warriors 3, I bet he's probably gonna go blarg! Or something stupid like that.
Let's just go, ooh.
Ooh.
Great King! Flee!
It sounds like someone's choking Ash Ketchum.
Yeah.
Hey, Pikachu! Use choke me, daddy!
Oh man, why? How did that get through? That's not what the sound you make when you get hurt or when you get killed in a video game. You don't make that high-pitched ringing noise. That's probably going to attract all bats your way, probably. My God, seriously, though, I don't know. Maybe it's like
It's even better when you notice that the death noise itself was subtitled. It just says "Gue." GUE, 4 E's and an exclamation mark.
Well, excuse me, Mr. Voice Actor. Well, I need you to say this line. Gue. That's a death noise. Okay then. Gue. So that was all about none other than Dynasty Warriors 3 bad voice acting. The skulls in the Halo series, you know, the futuristic sci-fi shooter game against the alien covenant, the skulls, they add twists to the game, so you gotta find them to unlock them, and then you can activate them. Most of them make it a lot more difficult and challenging. Some of them add quirky twists. For example, there's one skull called Blind. Start that and then start a game. You can't see the ammo meter, the health meter, you can't even see your gun. I think there was one called Ninja, which turned all the enemies invisible. So,
what?
Stealth camo.
It's a game where you have to aim. Come on.
Yeah, you can just barely see them. Then there's ones like,
Why? Damn you, Halo.
So I thought, what if we could modify the difficulty of Halo? What about some of the skulls we could create if we were able to make some of our own?
Final destination, no items, no super smash, play box only.
That sucks, Hyper. Get out. Final destination skull. Maybe have like a reflective shot one where you launch a rocket or grenade, then it goes boing, and then it flies right into your face like, oh my god! How about a Fan Man skull, where anytime you play Halo with the Fan Man skull that I just created on the spot here, there's a Fan Man who appears every so often, and he activates a giant fan, and he blows you away. Maybe you might bump into a wall, or worse. You know, for example, alright, Cortana, I'm gonna jump over to this platform, and to the... and then he falls off a cliff. Darn you, Fan Man! I think that would be an excellent twist to the whole gameplay. Maybe the Dead skull. You activate it, and you start off dead.
What? You start off dead, game over.
That's a great way to start off things, aren't you? That'll make things difficult. Try and beat a level when you're dead.
I'm thinking like a giant egg.
A giant egg?
And if you crack it, it comes into a giant chicken.
I like Aston's one here. Maybe we should have a skull where you summon a gigantic chicken. I got one. How about the Iron Chinese skull? Now, for those who don't know, the Iron Chinese is a custom-made wrestler from WWE 2K14 that my old flatmate made.
And Jake won't let him die. He clearly killed. He's an abomination.
I didn't even create it. It was my old flatmate Dan. He created it. And he was like 5 foot tall, big blocky square belly sticking out like he swallowed a TV, pointy muscles. He wore pants and he wore a black cowl. He was a Caucasian male, and yet he was called the Iron Chinese and also from Afghanistan. If he's that poorly designed, I think he's just going to get stuck in everything. So I imagine, like, activate the Iron Chinese skull. He appears like, Master Chief, I'm working with the Covenant, and I'm going to kill you. Bring it on, Iron Chinese. I'm going to kick your butt. Well, when I slip through this corridor, you're going... Oh, for God's sake, to get stuck in the corridor again. Help! Help! Excuse me, humans, just give us a moment, we're just gonna push him through. Push! Just have, like, Patrick, push! Push! The problem is, though, it will make it so difficult because, Chief will be like, I know, I'll just walk around him. No, you can't, Chief. This is the only corridor out of here. It's linear level design, remember? Oh, damn these stupid lazy developers. I'm no longer trapped. I'm gonna have to slip through this other corridor. No, Iron Chinese! Help! Help!
So annoying.
I think he would just block off all the exits because of his poorly designed body getting trapped into all the geometry in Halo. That would truly be far too difficult, so therefore it would make a terrible skull for the game, a terrible gameplay modifier. I don't know, I think if I could put a video game crossover one, maybe Assassin's Creed again. We talked about earlier about when you climb the game and you have merchants turning around going, I have the finest goods in all the land, and they see you climbing, he goes, what's he doing?
Another Capeling Crusader. Leota.
If he falls, I will not help him.
The first one, yeah. He's going to hurt himself. And if he does, I won't help him.
And then all these kids throwing rocks at you to make you fall. I think that should be applied in Halo. If you try and, flying around in tanks or ghost vehicles, just have, like, a group of merchants going, God save him, he has gone mad. What's he doing? I think getting, like, a bunch of alien kids throwing, like, rocks and plasma grenades at you, like, no, stop it, kid! You'll kill us all! Yeah, I just realized I just went back to the latest checkpoint and the Iron Chinese is still trapped! Help!
Yeah, if you died, the last checkpoint was that. God dang it.
So, that was all about Halo and the skull modifiers, where you can add crazy twists to the game, and I think we came up with some pretty cool doozies right there, making our own.
What? I've been waiting for you, friends.
I'm not leaving you behind!
Dr. Wowie.
I'm not a terrorist! Calm down!
Impossible!
Just take a look at this.
Oh no!
What's going on with that radio?
I have done all I told you. Ho! What?
Yeah.
This week, bad voice acting in video games is all about none other than Ghost Squad. It's a rail shooter for the arcades. You go down a specific path, and these bad guys pop up. We're like, hello there, Mr. Ghost Squad super policeman from around the world with SWAT gear. We're going to shoot you, and you go, sorry guys, we're going to shoot you back. Let's check out the sample, shall we?
Are you alright, Mr. President?
A bit tired. Haven't had much exercise lately.
This president is like the most chill dude ever.
Dude, I haven't slept in days, but you know, I'm chill.
Well, the thing is, right, this is supposed to be like when you're on a level where you're shooting down these bad guys who arrested the president, and they've got the president right at the back of the plane, and you've got to shoot all these bad guys and shoot the president's captive. And when you shoot the president's captive and you get the prez, he goes, are you all right, Mr. President? Yeah, a bit tired, haven't had much exercise. Think, wait, this isn't how you're supposed to be reacting. We just saved you from an international super bad guy, and you're like, oh, well, this is pretty crazy things we're doing, right, guys? Why are you not laughing? Oh, right, I was kidnapped. Oh, yeah.
There he goes, not getting any sleep or exercise again.
I think the whole shtick is that the president doesn't realize that he's just been kidnapped, and he thinks it's like, I thought I was going on a hot date with some babes. No, Mr. President, you were kidnapped. That's bad. Oh.
We thought it was against your will, but clearly you just walked with him.
This fictional video game president is like, I don't know, he's never given a name, it's just the president, so I guess it's just like President John D. Fault. You know, President Fault, and he was just kidnapped, and he's American, and he has beliefs, but unspecified ones, of course, and, you know, there's nothing much really to add to this. He's just the president.
He is president of where? The world, Stephen.
I'm the president of a country. Which one? That really good one. Maybe I could get some coffee. Maybe that might give me a boost. Mr. President, please shut up.
I take decaf, sir, and so should you. Just stop acting natural.
Well, that was a pretty crazy event right there. Yeah, Mr. President, you were captured by an international gang of bad guys. Yeah, well, I guess they really wanted my autograph. Oh, Mr. President. No, seriously, stop it, sir. This is really important. I'd vote for this guy, because he would just, like, throw it.
I'd want to go out to dinner with this man. Let him convince me to vote for him.
Mr. President, we've got some real problems. France is declaring war on America for no apparent reason, all because of those frog-leg jokes. Oh, well, I'm sure they're hopping mad. No, seriously, sir, this is bad.
Mr. President, you're gonna get us all killed.
Well, what can I say? I am a bit of a rascal. Oh, President John D. Fault, you wonderful dude. No, seriously, why aren't you acting, Mr. President? Come on!
Don't let them get the president. Protect him by all means.
Remember, Hyperion, you need to protect the president.
The thing is, they're not saying that we have to protect the president at any means necessary, at all the means. You got to go from minor, someone go and delegate while you blow them up. You know, it's like, not any means.
All the means. The president of Ghost Squad, the Sega-made rail shooter, you need to make sure the president's happy. I think basically what they mean is protect him at all means. So in other words, you've got to get in there, rescue the president, you've got to give him a foot rub, you've got to give him a back massage, you've got to wrap him around with body armor and teddy bears and make sure he doesn't get a paper cut or anything like that, and give him a kiss when he goes to bed, and, you know, you just basically got to do all these tedious odd jobs.
You said capture the president, not make him feel comfortable.
Don't let them protect him at all means. I don't know, the tone of this guy sounded like it was just like oh darn, the president has been captured. President John D. Fault has been captured. What a minor inconvenience. Oh darn. Maybe they don't care. Well, at least the vice president's Mr. John Bischoff. At least he's doing a semi-decent job about it all. At least he's trying to sound like he cares. But no, John D. Fault, the president. Well, I don't know. Maybe we're trying to get a bit of a message here. Maybe he's implying that, you know, don't let the president get captured. Don't let that happen. Don't fail the mission. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I think he's trying to use reverse psychology here, based on the tone of his voice.
Maybe if we add enough radio static, it'll cover up what he said.
Perhaps we can use more radio static, but you never know. They might give it a volume boost. I'm not going to let that one go anytime soon now. I'm going to use that word.
Somebody boost the volume and the signal.
Protect him at all costs and make sure he gets his booster shot.
Hey, Jake, stop that.
all right. What can I say? What can I say is just so hilarious.
We've lost Bravo and Charlie because of you. Report to me immediately when you return.
Wow, this guy's... He's really...
Just the breaks. All those pauses. They meant well, but they were incorrect.
We've lost Bravo because of you. Report to me immediately. When you return for clarification. This guy's...
I should probably mention that you need to come back.
Please return so I can yell at you. Arg! I am angry. His inflections are all over the place. He can't even pronounce simple English right. And it's all because of you, because we've lost the president. And now it sounds like his voice is squeaking. Maybe he's 15.
He just wants the president back, and he's a very passionate man. He's also forgetful. It's a weird combo. I won't be mad, I'll just be disappointed.
I'm not angry. I'm just quite disappointed. When you return. Oh yeah, and you took over Bravo. That's bad. Alright, so that was all about Ghost Squad. The rail shooter by Sega, where you're shooting into... We had a PlayStation. And on that PlayStation, we had a Smackdown wrestling game. I remember a while back, we had a Smackdown for the PlayStation. And it was a very good game for the time. Really good fun, great soundtracks, really good graphics, etc. And kind of just everything you'd expect from a wrestling game and a little bit extra. However, Smackdown for the PlayStation was a bit of a buggy game. Yes. Some pretty strange stuff happened. One of the wrestlers called Gangrel, he was supposed to be like a, ooh, I'm a vampire kind of gimmick wrestler, and it was a pretty bad gimmick. He decided to go in an I Quit match, so if you lose, you're sacked.
Oh.
Yeah, you gotta force the other to yell I quit into the microphone. You gotta inflict enough damage on them in wrestling. But in this wrestling game, apparently, he lost an I quit match, and next week he was wrestling again.
How dare he? He disrespected the mode, he disrespected his family. Shame upon you! Shame upon you, cow! Dishonor, I meant to say. Oh no, I misquoted Disney. Oh no.
You suck. In any case, it was never explained why. It was never explained why. But it happened.
He's just back. You can't take him down.
Yeah. You can't even get him to quit, because otherwise he'll just be exploiting logic and then, oh, hi guys, I'm returning. Hang on, you lost the I Quit match. Yeah. Anyway, let's go to the next match.
I'm sure they'd run out of characters to play with if you just kept doing I Quit matches.
You got a point. And it looks like The Undertaker will be wrestling Stone Cold again for the 50th time, because everyone else got sacked. Damn I Quit matches. It got weirder, because The Undertaker, we put him in Smackdown, PlayStation wrestling game, and for some bizarre reason, he won the Intercontinental Championship belt, which is kind of like a pretty good belt. Not as good as, say, the World Heavyweight Championship. He won that, and apparently he ran off with it, and we could never get it ever again.
He just nicked off. Bye.
He just ran off with it. He just disappeared from the game. He never wrestled ever again. He disappeared with the belt, and we could never get it.
The thing is, I feel like it's that meme. They can't take the belt if you don't fight for it.
I just don't understand. It's like the game just grew sentient. It's like, oh, you want the belt so bad? Too bad.
Like, they can't take the belt if they don't know where it is.
The Undertaker probably just like buried it in his back garden and put a sign over it saying, "The belt is not here." And probably the weirdest moment was, The Undertaker has a manager called Paul Bearer. And, Paul Bearer is supposed to be someone who carries the casket. Undertaker, Paul Bearer, you get it. So, Paul Bearer is supposed to be like the manager for The Undertaker. And he's supposed to, he speaks in like this very strange voice. He's supposed to be like, "Oh yes!" And it's like very creepy, like over the top goofy, but
oh yeah.
Very funny for the time. For some strange reason, he won the women's championship belt. Despite the fact he's not a woman.
How the hell did he manage that?
I don't know. I don't know, but we...
My name is Stephanie.
They probably saw this tubby dude and they thought, wait a minute, is this really an entrance for the women's championship? Oh, yes! Well, sounds like a woman. Close enough. Get in there, Paul. But it became like an in-joke for years to come because of that. Maybe, just maybe, it was all because, we can't determine someone's gender.
We don't go back to the year 2000.
Paul Bearer identifies as a lady, so therefore he could just get into the... I think maybe that was a plan all along. Paul Bearer pretended to be a...
They've been planning it since the year 2000. He just wanted a belt.
Yeah, precisely, but he couldn't wrestle for it, so he just thought he'll pretend he's a woman, probably put on a wig, and that's it. And then wrestle for the women's championship, and then somehow win.
He wrestled for it, he earned it fair and square.
Nothing we can do about it now, it's set in stone. Paul Bearer became women's championship, and there was nothing we could do about it. It was such a glitchy game. Alright, so that was all about WWE Smackdown being pretty glitchy as usual. L.A. Noire is a detective kind of puzzle game. My brother, I enjoyed watching my brother play it. You play as Detective Cole Phelps, And, like I say, you've got to go around, try and find clues to crimes and trying to get some sort of scraps of evidence in order to pin against these people, get them to confess for their bad things, like, thievery or trying to fake their own death so they can escape, dodge taxes or something like that, When you get evidence, right, and you talk to people, say like this moment hyper, you talk to a person, you say, okay, and you've got 3 choices. You can choose either truth, you can choose doubt and say, is that really all you did? Or lie and say, that's not what you did, you're hiding something from us, you better tell us right now! So, there are 3 ways to approach these sorts of situations. For example, choose lie when they're telling the truth. Then they'll get offended, maybe they won't tell the full story. I remember some of the discussion points you can have with people when you interview someone and you go up to them and say, okay, where were you on this date? I was sitting at home. And you can choose truth, doubt, lie. And you gotta check out how they say it and also their facial expressions afterwards, if they're like avoiding eye contact, things like that. Sometimes it's pretty funny when you're confrontational and you choose lie, because Cole Phelps really raises his voice and he starts yelling, I know you're lying to me, pal. Don't lie to me. Tell us what you were doing. And he goes, well, all right, well, you got any proof? Sometimes you can't prove it. Sometimes you might want to back off. And he says this fantastic line where he kind of just sheepishly goes, sorry, sometimes you gotta shake the tree to see what comes out, which...
You gotta punch the tree to see if the lemon will hit your head, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying, kids? That's what all the kids in the hippity-hop say. It's pretty ginchy stuff being a policeman. Do people still say ginchy? But like I say, it's hilarious fun when you go out to these people and they're quite cheerful and say, for example, okay then, so your husband disappeared on this day. What was he doing the day before? Oh, well, he just came in and I made him dinner, but he was very quiet about it. And you can like flick through your notebook and go, I could arrest you, lady. Why did you tell us what you really did that night? But what? No, I'm not lying. You can't prove it. Sorry, sometimes you gotta shake the tree to see what comes out. And every time you say that...
Does it just do that every time?
That's usually the line he says if you, for example, you accuse him of lying, but then you back off and you have another crack at it. It's kind of like just your ticket out of it. You're never penalized if you do back off. Maybe it's just that phrase is like his key phrase to get him out of any problem.
Yeah, it's just that. Have you got like a blanket statement which I can just say to get out of any situation? Make something up, like...
Something about a tree.
A fruit metaphor, I don't know.
Imagine if you're talking to like one of the little girls in the game saying, alright then little girl, so you say that you had an accident during this time. Where were you on Sunday night? Oh, well, I was at home reading the Bible. You know I'm a policeman, right? I'm a policeman. I can arrest your parents if you don't tell me what you're really doing that night. I don't know. You can't prove it though. Sorry. Sometimes you gotta shake the tree to see what comes out. I swear, Cole Phelps can go so confrontational, like, I know what you did. You beat that woman. You beat her because she was a drunk and you hated her. You wanted her out of your life and you took all of your frustrations out on her. You did it, and all because you're a weak sister. That's why, Stephen. What? No. That's not it. You can't prove that. Sorry, sometimes you gotta shake the tree to see what comes out. Seriously, you can say the nastiest stuff, and you can always just like back out and say, sometimes you gotta shake the tree to see what comes out.
I know your son is dead, and I think you did it. Stop crying. I can put you in jail right now.
Are you, what? No.
Sorry. I just needed to see. Gotta shake the tree to see what falls down, you know what I'm saying?
You can't prove my son's dead. He's right behind you. Look, he's eating a lollipop. Sorry, sometimes you gotta shake the tree to see what comes out. Oh yeah, that's fine. I swear you can say that and get out of pretty much any situation, like, you just sound so sheepish after you sound so aggressive in LA Noire when you're being really confrontational, like, I know you did it, and I can arrest you, I'm a policeman. And they're like, no, you don't have any proof. And if you don't, you can always back them and say, sometimes you gotta shake the tree to see what comes out. And everyone's like, okay. LA Noire, what can I say, fantastic game, but it has some pretty goofy moments, I must say, when you're trying to, get information out of people.